Universal Studios Florida continues to stand tall in Orlando's bustling theme park landscape. This year brings the excitement of a new land and attractions that honour its legacy. While other parks might be stealing the spotlight this year, it remains an essential visit for every trip to Orlando. Hi, I'm the Frugal Brit, and in this video I'll be taking you on a tour of every ride, land and show that Universal Studios 2025 has to offer, both new and time-honoured classics. Without further ado, let's dive in. As you cross the City Walk Bridge, the iconic Universal Studios globe takes centre stage. Steps away is the grand archway entrance, with its soaring pillars welcoming guests to the park. After stepping through the turnstiles, you'll enter into MINIONLAND, the first land of the tour, greeted by a colourful marquee featuring 22 cheerful minions, welcoming you to this new area which debuted a couple years ago, dedicated to the Despicable Me and Minions franchises. You can find characters from these inside the Illumination Theatre, as well as some from the Sing movies. We'll start with the ride closest to the entrance, which is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, the family-friendly motion simulator which begins in Gru's home, who's preparing a new scheme to turn guests into minions. After boarding these minion transformation pods, riders are launched into an unpredictable series of tests where you'll bounce, spin, and crash through minion-filled chaos. Just steps away, we have Illumination's VillainCon Minion Blast, which debuted a couple years ago. The queue winds through VillainCon, a tongue-in-cheek convention for aspiring villains. Further in, you'll grab your Eliminator X Blaster, which you can connect to the Universal app. You'll step onto a motion-based pathway where the real fun begins. Throughout the experience, you'll face off against scenes featuring members of the Vicious Six, testing your aim, reflexes and strategy, where you rack up points by successfully navigating challenges and taking down targets. Leaving the Minions behind, next we'll venture into the New York backlot, which captures the spirit of the Big Apple with its vintage storefronts and atmospheric alleyways. It's a hub for lively performances, like the Báilalo, delivering an energetic celebration of Latin dance and culture. The Beat Builders' high-energy percussion group craft impressive rhythms using construction tools and scaffolding. Meanwhile, on Delancey Street, Sing It provides an interactive a cappella street show inspired by the riff-off scene from Pitch Perfect. In the same spot, you also have the timeless Blues Brothers show, where iconic duo Jake and Elwood deliver a soulful melody of sound in their signature black suits, accompanied by Mabel creating a lively street party atmosphere before making a stylish exit in their Bluesmobile. Towering over the park is the Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit coaster, for the time being at least, which climbs 167 feet into the air, racing along 3,800 feet of track. The adventure begins as you board on the rolling loading station into your vehicles equipped with onboard sound system and touchscreens allowing riders to select from various genres of music. Once seated, secured and ready, you're thrown up a 167-foot chain lift hill skyward. As your selected song kicks in, you'll reach the peak of the lift before the train plunges into a thrilling 65 miles per hour drop, propelling you into the double take, a non-inverting loop that tricks you into thinking you're upside down. Further into the ride, the train twists through a wall on 5th Avenue before another series of twists, turns, multiple brake runs. Sadly for some, this park staple is set to close permanently in September this year to make way for a new experience. Lots of rumours, perhaps a new Ghostbusters themed coaster. I'd love to hear your predictions in the comments. Another headliner is the Transformers The Ride 3D motion simulator, easily spotted thanks to its towering statue of Optimus Prime that guards the entrance. There's also a character meet opportunity around the corner. For the ride, you'll queue through the Nest facility, where humans and Autobots work side by side to protect a powerful artefact from the Decepticons. Once aboard your evac ride vehicle, prepare for an all-out battle across massive 3D screens with practical effects and high-intensity motion. Dodging laser fire, soaring through cityscapes before confronting Megatron for a heart-pounding finale. For a more light-hearted spin on the city, you have the Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, another motion simulator. After entering the meticulous recreation of NBC's Studio 6B, complete with memorabilia celebrating the Tonight Show, you'll head upstairs to catch a performance by the Ragtime Gals Barbershop Quartet and meet #Panda for photos. Once you're strapped into the theatre, Jimmy challenges you to a high-speed contest through the city's landmarks, featuring immersive visuals, sensory effects, and surprise detours. For a darker twist on the thrills, you have the Revenge of the Mummy indoor coaster, housed inside the Museum of Antiquities, a favourite on many best ride lists for the park. In the queue, you're immersed in an archaeological dig that doubles as a film set for a fictional mummy sequel. Then it's time to climb aboard your minecart vehicle and descend into Imhotep's tomb. When the undead priest emerges, he'll announce his plans to consume the souls of all who dare to enter. The resulting journey is loaded with fire effects, eerie fog, and impressive animatronics. With speeds that can reach up to 45 miles per hour, and 40-foot drop twisting through the darkness. Next, we'll travel into the San Francisco land, which creates the charm of the Golden City's iconic waterfront, with its own Fisherman's Wharf and other architectural tributes to immerse you in a slice of the West Coast. It would be against the law to not pay a visit to Bruce the Shark hanging out on the pier, in reference to the classic Jaws ride that was gone too soon. With this being one of the smallest lands, there's just the one ride, which is Fast and Furious Supercharged, another motion simulator. The queue is designed to resemble the Fast family's headquarters, complete with cars from the movies and other detailed props. After the pre-show set the stage, you'll board your party bus under the guise of heading to a post-race celebration, but things take a predictably chaotic turn when a high-speed chase erupts through the streets of LA, filled with a number of over-the-top moments that are unapologetically on brand for the series. Moving out of San Francisco, next we're going to head back towards the front of the park for the Hollywood backlot, which recreates the glamour of Tinseltown's golden age, with palm-lined streets and elegant facades that evoke classic movie landmarks, and a Hall of Fame honouring the stars, some of whom you'll get to meet driving past, some found posing for photo ops. Marilyn can be seen with her Diamond Bellas outside Mel's Drive-In, lighting up the stage with retro-inspired hits. New for this year is the Wicked experience near the entrance to the park, which gives guests a glimpse into the world of Oz, offering exclusive merchandise. Inside the replica of the Pantages Theatre, the Universal Orlando Horror Makeup Show is a must-see for horror fans. Before the show begins, you'll pass by fascinating horror movie displays. After you're seated, the 25-minute show dives into the artistry of creating movie monsters, unveiling the cinematic tricks and methods used, with skilled hosts demonstrating techniques like prosthetics and gore creation, and with lively audience interactions that's sure to leave you in stitches. Just outside the theatre is the starting point for the park's new show that debuted last year, the Mega Movie Parade, which celebrates Universal's cinematic legacy with 13 stunning floats and nearly 100 performers. Standout floats include Back to the Future with the time-travelling DeLorean, E.T. soaring across the skies, the Ghostbusters crew facing off, while the Jurassic World finale boasting multiple floats with Raptors and the T-Rex. A short walk along the Hall of Fame takes you to the Bourne Stuntacular. Guests are ushered into a large briefing area where they're introduced to Project Rubicon. From there, you'll enter the 700-seat virtual surveillance observation room. Here, a massive LED screen blends seamlessly with live actors and movie set pieces. Watch Bourne as he outruns sinister operatives with impressively choreographed fight sequences, shootouts, and intense car chases, culminating in a thrilling spectacle that's become a fan favourite. As night falls, you'll want to head north towards the Central Park viewing area for the CineSational, a Symphonic Spectacular, the park's newest nighttime show that debuted last year, blending iconic film scores with drones, fountains, fireworks, and scenes from several Universal classics. Thanks to the new DreamWorks land, Hollywood has taken some attractions from the old Woody Woodpecker section. One of these is Animal Actors on Location, a 20-minute live show held in an open-air outdoor theatre. Hosted by professional animal trainers, the show combines comedy, audience participation, and behind-the-scenes insights into animal training. You get to see a variety of animals, many of whom have appeared in movies and TV shows, performing impressive tricks and charming routines. Opposite the show is the Spongebob Storepants store, offering a slice of Bikini Bottom's playful world, with replica of SpongeBob's Pineapple House and Squidward's Easter Island home. Fans can meet SpongeBob and Patrick and shop for exclusive merch. Our final Hollywood attraction takes us to E.T. Adventure, the cherished dark ride that's been delighting guests since opening day. The queue immerses visitors in a lush forest, where the alien Botanicus occasionally beams down to deliver a special message to queuing visitors. Riders board bicycle-themed vehicles with E.T. nestled in the front basket, before the journey begins with an escape from government agents soaring over the cityscape, similar to the scene from Magic Kingdom's Peter Pan's flight, eventually arriving at the Green Planet, where E.T.'s healing touch revives his alien friends, leading to a jubilant celebration, and concluding with a special moment where E.T. thanks guests by name. After a lengthy tour of Hollywood, we'll head next door to E.T. Adventure for the new DreamWorks land, which replaced Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone last year, themed around DreamWorks Animation's most famous characters, bringing much-needed kid-friendly energy back to the park. Just steps into the land, you'll enter into Shrek's Swamp, containing a 35-foot tall tree trunk cottage, which is where you can queue to meet the Green Ogre and Donkey. Nearby, the Swamp for Little Ogres offers kids a chance to climb, slide and explore, a perfect spot for burning off some energy with a few playful surprises. A short stroll away, Mama Luna's Feline Fiesta invites you to engage with playful digital cats. At the top of the land, Poe's Kung Fu Training Camp welcomes aspiring warriors to test their skills, which begins by striking the gong of resounding resonance. Inside, the play area brings the Panda Village to life with a number of interactive features with both wet and dry play zones. Inside the central building, you can see Poe live, where guests can engage with Poe as he shares his kung fu wisdom. For a high-energy performance, you'll want to make time for the DreamWorks Imagination Celebration, a 20-minute show that takes you on a journey to rekindle creativity with help from DreamWorks characters like Shrek, the Trolls, Kung Fu Panda and the Madagascar crew, with dazzling routines creating an immersive party atmosphere. The marquee attraction of DreamWorks Land is the Trolls Troller Coaster, a beginner coaster perfect for kids testing the waters of thrill rides. Riders board the Caterpillar-themed Caterbus before heading off towards the lift hill, where riders ascend under a giant spider web. At the top, the Caterbus dips into a twisting series of drops and turns, swooping past pineapple-headed spiders, ending with a gentle left turn back to the loading station. Next, we head further east of the map above DreamWorks for Springfield, home of The Simpsons, giving guests the opportunity to explore the show's hometown, replicating many of its well-known locations like Moe's Tavern and Quickie Mart. We'll start with Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl, a spinning aerial carousel ride where riders pilot a spaceship-shaped vehicle and join the aliens for a simulated attack on the park's Earthlings. The main centrepiece of Springfield is the Simpsons ride, the motion simulator which replaced Back to the Future many years ago. You enter through a towering Krusty the Clown head that serves as the gateway to the Krusty Land theme park. After the pre-shows, you'll board the vehicle designed to mimic a coaster train before being taken on a wild ride through Krusty Land and the streets of Springfield, with plenty of gags, familiar faces, and Sideshow Bob chasing you every step of the way. Next, we'll take the short stroll along the waterfront, arriving at World Expo Land, with its mid-century retro-futuristic design inspired by the 1964 World's Fair. This is where you'll find the Coca-Cola Refresh Station. The land's sole attraction is the Men in Black Alien Attack Shooter Dark ride. The queue winds through a building cleverly disguised as the MIB headquarters, complete with props and details from the movie. Riders board 6 passenger vehicles fitted with laser guns, ready for a brief training mission which is interrupted by an alien invasion in New York. As the ride progresses, riders use their laser guns to zap aliens and rack up points, navigating through detailed cityscapes and alien-filled scenes, ending with a climactic encounter with a massive alien and a chance to earn bonus points by hitting the big red button. It's now time to wander northbound toward the park's most sought-after destination, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Its London waterfront acts as the gateway to the magic, with detailed recreations of London landmarks. Potterheads will recognise 12 Grimmauld Place, with Creature peeking out from the windows. Nearby, the triple-decker night bus is stationed near the water, where you can interact with the conductor and the shrunken head. Toward the western side, King's Cross Station looms, marking the path to platform 9 3/4, which we'll be visiting shortly. But for now, we're headed for an unassuming entrance next to the Leicester Square sign, which magically leads guests into Diagon Alley, where you're immediately greeted by the sight of a massive dragon perched atop Gringotts Bank, its occasional fiery breath captivating visitors below. The cobblestone streets are lined with an array of shops and storefronts, each offering unique wizarding wares. When hunger strikes, the Leaky Cauldron serves traditional British fare, one of many locations that serves butterbeer. Next door, you can venture into the dark and sinister Nocturne Alley, a dimly lit thoroughfare filled with eerie sound effects and enchanted displays in its interactive shop windows. At its heart lies the notorious Borgin and Burke's, where you'll find dark magical artefacts and curiosities on display. On the other side of Diagon Alley is Carkit Market, an open-air arcade where visitors can enjoy live performances from the likes of Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees. Steps away is the Gringotts Money Exchange, where Muggle currency can be swapped for Gringotts banknotes. Diagon Alley is of course famous for the Ollivander's Wand shop. Inside, a wand-keeper portraying Mr. Ollivander selects a guest for the wand-fitting ceremony. The headliner for Diagon Alley is none other than Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, housed beneath the imposing Gringotts Bank. The experience begins as guests queue through a grand marble lobby, while animatronic goblins busily tend to their work. After a couple pre-shows, visitors are whisked away 9 miles underground via elevator. You'll pick your 3D glasses up shortly after, before boarding your ride vehicles for a thrilling chase through cavernous vaults beneath Gringotts Bank, combining coaster thrills with immersive 3D technology, where you'll witness Harry, Ron and Hermione's daring mission to retrieve a Horcrux, while evading the dangers lurking deep within the vaults. For the next ride, we'll need to head back to the London waterfront and return to the King's Cross station to board the Hogwarts Express, which takes guests to Universal Sister Park Islands of Adventure. Once through the turnstiles, you're immersed in the atmosphere of the London Underground, As you approach platform 9 3/4, a clever bit of trickery allows you to pass through the wall. Then once you've reached the edge of the platform, the iconic steam engine hisses, signalling its readiness for departure. Attendants usher guests aboard into cosy train compartments. As you peer out the window, the view transforms from London's urban landscape into the rolling countryside, with appearances from the famous characters and shadows of some sinister creatures lurking down the aisle. The journey concludes as you arrive at Hogsmeade Station, located within the enchanting Hogsmeade Land inside the Islands of Adventure Park. This concludes our tour of Universal Studios Florida. Thank you for watching. If you want to continue the Universal tour through Islands of Adventure, you'll want to tap on this video.